Well, hello, friends. I thought, look, it's Sunday evening here, and I was just, I was, I was really wanting to have a play with cards. So I was hoping that someone, or maybe there might be people out there that want to join me, but it doesn't really matter if there's no one out there. Um, I just wanted to ask the cards. I just wanted to have a play with the cards and see where that goes. Um, so let me start because I wanted to have a look. Let's go. So, what is it? Like 12 hours ago when I did the live, we were looking at this website on Instagram. And so now I just want to go through because to me now it's very well, it's not obvious. Michelle, hello there. I did catch someone. Michelle, that's lovely. That's lovely. Because I was just gonna continue anyway, like if no one was here. I felt like having a look at cards tonight, especially this red stuff, that's popped up. Because Michelle, what I've sort of come to the realization, I was just having a look at I just did a little short about Lilith. I was just doing some art this afternoon. I was just having a little read, doing some research about Lilith. And it turns out that Lilith, all the artworks and that I found portray Lilith with red hair. Now, I found that very fascinating that Lilith, the goddess, has red hair. And so I now think, well, this is my thought, and I wanted to ask the cards that many people are talking about, the red hair, and it's always messy and etc. Now, here we go. This photo in particular caught my attention, and we haven't been able to work out what is going on with red hair, this messy red hair, and it just turns out that Lilith has. You will see in the short, there's a lot. You'll see in the short about Lilith. I just posted it, Michelle. It's just actually maybe I should put the comments up. So yeah, I just posted it like about 2 minutes ago. But let me just. The sun and headache and worry. Now, I'm going to turn away from this picture shortly when I start to talk about Lilith, because the energy is kind of a bit messed up, to be honest. Like Lilith, the god is I didn't put this photo in on purpose, because of course we're talking about a child, and Lilith energy is very, very adult. It's very adult. But I did learn that Lilith is also an entity that is barren. Lilith, she's not really a goddess that's renowned for looking after children. In fact, it's the opposite. So it's not what have I done? It's not an energy that you would really want around children. So I find this whole naming and this whole Lilith thing very, very peculiar. And that's why I wanted to ask the cards. And stupidly, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, Michelle. And I've kind of, let me just sort out these cards because they're all wonky. But let's now that Michelle's here, I'm going to use Michelle's energy as a bit of a driver, and we're going to let's have a chat, Michelle, and we'll have a chat and a workshop about. Now let me turn away because that's just interesting that messy red hair, Silver Moon, there she is. Hello, darling. Let's have a look at now. I think we'll go back to, I wanted to go here to this red. And I did want to talk about, let me pull his face up. Brooklyn. I'm just typing his name in, and I got goosebumps. Brooklyn Beckham. I'm going to talk about. Yeah, he's so creepy. This kid, and now the connection to not to her. This photo and Brooklyn. So cards, I want to ask, let's ask, because I just need to know if, is Shapey involved? Oh, I won't do it like that. I'll do it. I have to do spread. Is Shapey involved? I suppose I would love a yes or no. So I'm looking at the photo, but I'm going to turn it off the screen, but I'm going to still look at him. And because, I just want to make sure. So we want to try and get some sort of yes or no, or some sort of advice. All that. So cards, Shapey and Brooklyn. It's Shapey. It's Shapey. It's the manipulator. She's involved with Brooklyn. Cards, you've given me you're giving me goosebumps. Oh my God. Shapey, you dirty, dirty witch. Nasty witch. She's behind it. Right. So, cards, absolutely. That's fantastic. Shapey's behind it. Shapey is behind it. So cards. So let me just quickly, let me go to, I think then, as ever, I'll just quickly go to the As Ever website. Who's that, As Ever? Sorry, come on. As Ever. Let's go down here. So cards. Oh, the photo's gone. Where did the photo go? She's taken away the photo. Am I looking at the right thing? As ever. Why? Let me go to the beginning. Shop, close, shop. So we've got all the T's and stuff. So I think it looks like Oh, she's taken away the photo with the owl hat, with the hat, the menu. Isn't that interesting? Well, that's okay. We know what the photo was. That what I was going to show you was that photo. So that when I said there was an Audrey Hepburn connection. So the Audrey Hepburn connection and Givenchy, the wedding dress, it's all to do with Victoria. It's all to do with Victoria Beckham. Here she is. It's her. That's what my thought was. Let's do. I'm gonna ask. I do feel that one was coming up. What are they building? She's building. She's building. Yeah, patterns of behavior. We're looking for patterns of behavior. So we've got to take notice of this. So all those things that we've seen in the past, this cycle of behavior, this is all part of that cycle. It's to do with. So my theory is that David must have said something to Harry before they got married, and it really pissed her off. So this is her. Yeah, well, Michelle's saying maybe she took it down because you spotted it. I find it strange that she took it down because that was a whole Valentine's Day thing. So Valentine's Day is not over yet. So it is. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Let's have a look. I'm going to give them another shuffle. Let me do the other cards for a second. Let me see. Yeah, they did make a lot of fun of it because it's ridiculous. She's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Dear Michelle, I just want to give you a big hug. Let's have a look. Let's first of all, we'll just give it a shuffle. Yeah, so do I, Silver. I think he did say something. I think David Beckham. Look, he's a sensible guy. And I think he is very much a royalist. I think he would have been thinking definitely in terms of the family. I'm not sure if David had realized. Now, I'm going to say it, but when I say this, I'm not 100% sure. It feels to me like their relationship does not feel like a real relationship. It doesn't feel like two people that were in love. It feels like, I still think it was some sort of an arrangement and a contract. That's what I'm going with. I don't believe it's got anything to do with. Oh no, I'll go this way. I don't think. Well, I think William knows about it, but I don't think it was William's idea. I genuinely feel from William a disgust, like a real, and I think that disgust stems from what's happened to his wife. The Empress, yeah. Well, I just said his wife, and to me, I think we've talked about this before, is that the Empress to me is Catherine. She always comes up as Catherine. So, yeah. So maybe I'll just talk and pull cards out as we talk. So William's disgust for Shapey here in the picture is because of what she has done to this witch has got so many issues, and she's rubbed people up the wrong way. She really did. Now, the other thing that I need to tell you about Lilith is I told you that Lilith is barren, and that Lilith is also responsible for not, so the Empress here is pregnant. Lilith is a goddess that, unfortunately, Lilith has a reputation, let's put it that way. Lilith is a goddess or an entity that works at night and tends to if men are at home on their own asleep, Lilith is a god who has this reputation for visiting men at night and doing things without people's permission. She's very much her energy in terms of female energy is quite the opposite to the Virgin Mary, for instance. So let's say that Lilith, if Lilith was wallpaper, she'd be hanging at Soho House, if you get my drift. So I think, the other thing too about Lilith, okay, so we've got that established. She's a horny devil. She can visit, well, her reputation was that she could visit men at night. She gets pregnant. She's actually barren though. Her whole thing is about, but with children, she doesn't create children. She's actually the opposite. She actually strangles them. Lilith. So that's another story for another day. But I just wanted to say that the Empress, this energy, the Empress, a beautiful woman who is beautifully creative, who can bring life into the world and look after it, is totally annoying to anyone associated with Lilith. Oh, Julie's here. Hello, Julie. So Lilith this is the opposite energy of Lilith. So when we talk about opposing forces and we look at this as Catherine, the woman in the photo there with the red balloons is totally the opposite. Yes, infanticide, Michelle, correct. That's what we're dealing with. So you know how in the past when we talked about, it's very strange that, I'll just move these over because I do like looking at the photo. So this energy now, this red energy is very, very, very Lilith. It's very like the red, the seductive. That's everything Lilith, right? So what I want to say here, she's a sneaky little witch in the sense that, because for many, what she had me confused about in the beginning was that she was trying to give off Virgin Mary vibes. And we've seen that with the halos. We've seen it when she was pregnant. So at a guess, I'm getting a very, very, very strong message here. I'm getting a very, very strong, oh dear, like I'm getting it, it's going through my body. She was desperate to make sure that she looked pregnant. She was desperate to give off that energy. Death in reverse. The opposite of pregnant. She is destruction. She is the crone, like in the false crone. Not, crones. I think crones are beautiful. Like that, it's a beautiful part of life. So don't misinterpret what I'm saying. The crone phase, or the waning gibbous, is a beautiful part of life. It's a beautiful part of the lunar cycle, but she can't think of ideas herself. She is she's ending. I think her energy, what we mean though here is that I think that her red energy is it's all a disguise. The red energy, the sexual, it might be highly sexualized, but it's not productive. She's not reproductive. She's sexual, but not reproductive. Trying to juggle things like at the moment. So let's just trying to juggle. Let's see what Michelle said. There's an old story, the queen of the underworld in the Sumerian myth, sometimes presented as her twin sister. Yes. So Lilith does have, well, you know, Lilith was, as I said to you, she was the original, she's the original wife of Adam. So when God created Adam, he created Adam from the earth, right? But he at the same time in the creation story, he created Lilith at the same time out of the earth. So Lilith has this huge chip on her shoulder that she was equal. And God and the angels, the archangels, etc., said no, and she ended up having an argument with them. Now there is some. Basically, there was some story about that when they first laid together, there is mention, and it's in, I think it's in the Jewish Bible. I'm not sure. It's in the Talmud, or as you said, Michelle, in the Sumerian, like in one of the stories, Lilith, when she lies down with Adam, she doesn't want to lie under him. So obviously they were trying to do I think it was some sort of missionary sexual position. And she decides that she ends up going against, she doesn't want to go on the bottom. Like she doesn't, anyway. Anyway, no, I'm not going to say that. I don't want to offend anyone, but like these stories. So she walks away and upsets God, and she ends up getting thrown out of the garden because of her. But it's very interesting that these stories of Lilith are coming up right now in our world. In a world where my body, my decision, or that, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. It's just interesting that all these stories of Lilith are coming out. So in terms of this person, I totally see, because Lilith is she's an embodiment of anti-establishment. She's all that story of Ad 11 and the feminism and all, that is Lilith. That is Lilith energy. It's so funny. It's so weird seeing that now. Knowing that now, I can see the attraction to Lilith and what she was actually trying to do, what she was originally trying to sell. This is all it's all a bit like Michelle Lamy energy. It's all, it's all that Scarlet Rouge and Nanaki Pretty. So this is their great work. The Magnus Opus, the great work. But they're not. This is, when you've done a great work, it's like owning up and sort of taking responsibility for your work. They're trying to hide their work. That's why it's underhanded. The details of their work are not out in the open. This is work that's done in the background and it's hidden. That's a very good card, actually. What you have made now speaks. So this is what so this is what I was saying to you. It's funny that this whole Lilith thing is coming out in the open. Very small bits of it are coming out. We're slowly starting to put together a picture. Now, today I've obviously made some jumps in terms of, like, I'm now seeing the Soho wallpaper in conjunction with Lilith. It's very Lilith. It's very pornography. It's very over sexualized. It's very red, like this very red energy, very base root chakra. Messy red hair. The reason why messy red hair is associated with Lilith is because it's anti-establishment. It's about not combing your hair. It's about not trying to play. It's sort of like anti-patriarchy. If you want to have messy hair, go for it. You know, you are a woman. You're in charge of your own body. Messy red hair, it's a very, very interesting, because when I read that about messy red hair, and I went, where have I seen messy red hair? Where have we seen it? It is becoming, it's so strange that we have all of these things that we've talked about for a year really starting to gel, really starting to click together. This is their great work. It hasn't totally come out into the open, but it's coming out. The picture is starting to form. See that mosaic? Each little piece that he's putting in, it's not complete yet, but it's all forming. This is where we're at. We're just, it's going to take a little bit of time for it to come up the right way, but we are getting there slowly. That's the energy that we're talking about. Thanks, Julie. Thank you. But it really is because I love telling you, and because I'm telling you, because it's coming out of my mouth. If I'd kept it in my head, I probably wouldn't have been able to sort of piece it together. Now, the other thing too, amazing, is that TRG today, I saw a video that TRG has done where she's starting to talk about these things that, like, these esoteric kind of things and themes. And I'm so happy that TRG is doing it, because TRG has an amazing, she's an amazing, she's great at doing research. 2, she has a huge following. So people actually listen when she talks. So I did leave a comment. I did leave a comment for her. Now, I know TRG, she's not the type of person to reach out to people and talk. She's not there to make friends. And I totally on your TRG. However, if you ever want to email me, if you want to ask a question, like, I am totally here for you, TRG. And so if any of the Jamsters, whoever looks at this later, if you know, like, I know you probably don't know TRG, but if you have connections to TRG, and if TRG wants to go down that trip, because I think where we're going to make a connection, TRG, obviously, she doesn't know that she's talking about Jonathan Yeo, the artist, because they were talking about the Charles portrait. So in the comments, I quickly sent her a message in the comments letting her know that, yes, go down that track, look at the portrait, look at the Charles portrait, look at Jonathan Yeo, but you need to make the connection that Jonathan Yeo designed the wallpaper, that sex wallpaper. And you now need to make the connection, like, there's Fergus, there's Fergie, there's the 2 princesses. They've been at, they get an eye full of wallpaper at lunch and dinner. There's all these people connect. But where we need to understand is the bigger picture, that these people, this church, let's call it a church, there are people connected in this story to these things and to Lilith, to that energy, this energy, the red, totally horny, over the top sexuality, plus Lilith and the infanticide. So, but there's going to be, I feel in the future, I'm getting the goosebumps, we're going to make the connection to the island. That guy, the island guy, he is a witch. He's a witch. And the moment you see him and people like Oprah together and Beyonce, we've talked about the Sarah. See, Sarah Ferguson's connected with, see what I mean? Like Sarah Ferguson, messy red hair. Sarah Ferguson, sexual scandals. Sarah Ferguson, her husband, sexual scandals. Like these people, we just haven't seen the pieces. Oh, I put the card away. Oh, I don't think people have really made the connection yet. They haven't sort of, let's just ask the cards. I want to ask about Island Man, Mr. E. Oh, that card just flew out. Weigh up the options. So this card is about making choices based on what you see, about appearances. And it talks about short-term pleasures and long-term costs. What are the costs for decisions that you make based on pleasure alone? And I'm thinking about this in terms of mystery, because that's definitely people thinking about short-term pleasure, about selling themselves. But the thing that we're going to find out about mystery and the island is what I call the church aspect. All these people that want to talk about pronouns and all this overtly rebus, confusing identities, all this stuff that we've talked about in the past. There's a very anti-spiritual kind of Christianity bad. That's the energy. Christianity bad, patriarchy, because Christianity is patriarchy, Christianity is white, bad. But what people are failing to understand, these people are really, really ignorant to the fact that the opposite of that, the thing that you are trying to implement in the world, is pure evil, and it is a church nonetheless. It is a church with high priestesses. People think it's fabulous because, these women are in charge of it. These women have places of power, but there was a man in power. There was a high priest. It's just that no one's actually made the connection that everything he was doing was religious and ritualistic and ceremonial. That is religion. So you may think that people that pray to the Madonna, Jam or Bubo's, he's got his rosary beads, he's praying to the Madonna, or he prays to the Virgin Mary. Yeah, I do, and I do that because I want to feel silver. I want to feel the energy of white. I want to feel divine connection and everything that deity represents. It represents nurture. I want people on earth to feel nurtured, to feel nourishment, to grow, to feel. I don't want them to bash each other up. I don't want them to be fighting. If you're not at peace with your body, if you feel that you're in your wrong body, well, then I want I will send you silver energy and healing and green and pink, send you love. What you don't need, people that don't understand, if you feel that you're in the wrong body and you're confused, you don't need red. You don't need over sexualization. You need to calm the hell down. You need to embrace pink and green. You need to sit on the earth. You need brown. You need to sit down, calm down, and center yourself, because everyone has masculine and feminine aspects of their person. So you just need to sit there, open to the universe, sit there, open yourself up to the universe, and feel at peace with whatever you decide. Whatever you decide is fine. It's absolutely fine. You just need to be at peace with it. And you don't need to thrust it down other people's throats. That's not going to achieve anything. Oh, sorry, I just did a preach. I just did it. I went on a, oh my Lord, I just went on a rant. Okay, where were we? I think it's this red energy that should I change that? Because that made me very red. I think that made, oh dear. Shapey. You have become the symbol of everything wrong in the world. Shapey has become the symbol of our times. Silver, I think you're right. She must hate it. She hates herself. Let me just go back here. Silver, you've just made a very good point. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to get comfortable. Sorry, my chair's going to squeak. I need to talk to you about this photo. Because Silver said she must hate herself, then spreads the hate out. I totally agree with you. When I looked at the symbolism of red balloons, and I know, look, it's red, orange shades of it. I'm taking it as red because she's also got red ribbons and red shoe. Like, I'm taking it as red. But when I look at red balloons as an offering, the balloon is a symbol of an offering. She tied a weight to it because her offering isn't ready to go to heaven, to go to wherever it's going. So she put a weight on it. She put another intention. She tied it to a jar of jam to weigh it down so they wouldn't fly away. What she's actually in the process of, and the reason why the balloon is like a vessel, the balloon is like the cup. It's like this. The balloon holds intentions. So when a witch blows up a balloon and then adds a color to it, it serves as a vessel. It's like, birds leave a feather as a communication, a spiritual communication. The balloon is like the balloon's going to go up, it's going to fly away. And so your intention goes away. What red balloons represent? A hurts. Red is a very intense color to do with hurt feelings, hurt like emotions, unresolved. Green is healing. Red's the opposite. So it's about hurts. When you add the symbolism of a balloon, it's not only a vessel, it's childhood. Now, I'm just reading what I see. I don't know if this is her intention, but I don't know if she meant to do this because we counted, there's possibly 11 balloons here. She has a great deal of issues around her childhood. This is what 11 balloons mean to me, and red balloons. And she's not ready to release them yet. She's not ready for healing yet. This actually makes me feel very sad, because as much as I feel that Shapey's a complete dickhead, I see, there could be a potential for a book, and I really feel that she's waiting for her father to die to release this. Whatever she's going to write, she needs her father out of the picture. I feel this is really terrible. I really do. Let me just quickly. I think I think the ladies, you're right. I don't feel love coming off those balloons. There's no love. Of course, there's that Audrey Hepburn. There's a connection to Victoria, but on another level, she may not have known. It might be subconscious. She may not have known when she did it. She may not have noticed. I think sometimes what I love about the universe is sometimes the universe does things, and without knowing, you inadvertently send a message without realizing it. And I think she was so headstrong into doing this photo, and to do with, teaching a lesson to, or sending a message to Victoria, that she didn't realize the other message. She didn't realize that that Bubo Jam was reading her photos and reading her messages, and I saw a totally different level to this. And I sense your pain. I sense your pain. I sense your issue. Something happened to you as a child. And it might have been when you were 11. It might have been when you were 10, because I definitely count 10 balloons. So there's a lot of anger, a lot of let's say it's not necessarily anger. What I sense is resentment. It's hurt. It's hurting. It's red. It's red, raw, red. And you, by accident, thought you'd be very clever and, send a message to Victoria. But what you actually told me was that you're hurting very much about things in your childhood. And as a narcissist, I don't know a lot about narcissism, but I suspect that all these messages are about you and your feelings. And I do, as much as Bubo or Jam really doesn't, I've learned a lot through you. And I don't know if you watch these videos. People seem to think you do. So let me just say something to you directly. If you are listening, I know you're not here with us right now. You might, someone that you know, or someone may convey this to you. I honestly, no matter what energy you send to me, I want you to know that I'm sending you healing. Because you're actually useless to anyone near you the way you are right now. You're not even useful to yourself. You can't even heal yourself. You're so busy trying to prove points that you fail to understand. I really hope that those children, whoever they are, whoever you've employed, are not around you a lot, because I think your energy is destructive. It's self-sabotage, exactly, Silver Moon. So I send you, number one, to counteract your red balloons. I send you tonight, I'm sending you green. I'm going to surround you in green, and hopefully send you, and white, and a healing energy, a nourishment. Like, I feel you need nourishment. Your soul needs nourishment. I know you're obsessed with, with these symbols, with Baal, and all this success that whoever these entities are. That's fine. If that's what you believe, you go for it. I'm going to make sure that I send you some healing, because in the future, those children are going to need, they're going to need more than red balloon resentment. And this is God, the great Father. So to counteract your Lilith, all your Lilith workings, I will send you green, I will send you white, and I'm sending you gold. And this is, I'm sending you Father energy, healing Father energy. This is what you should have done from day one. You should have healed your relationship with your Father. No matter what you've done, no matter what he did, no matter what happened in the past, you owe it to yourself to heal. Because right now, young lady, if you had healed, you probably wouldn't be in this situation that you're in now, with all this failure, with all this mocking, with mockery. You wouldn't have Bubo Jam giving you lectures. I don't even know if you're going to listen to this or hear it. But if everyone's right, there's quite a few Jamsters that seem to think that you listen, but someone you know might listen. I would strongly recommend you need to connect with and honestly connect with your Father and heal. You need to surround your Father with gold energy, because maybe he's not going to be around much longer. The time is now. You need to align yourself with universal laws and order and the truth, and the molecule, like where you came from, your origin, your father, the structure. So I'm completely, I don't know where all this comes from, but I really hope that you do connect. That's the thing that I got from these red balloons. My friends, I think I need to have a little bit of a drink. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely if we could all just have sit here and just have a chin wag and a glass and just have a drink and a relax. And who would have thought that after all this time that I'd be sort of sending Shapey some heartfelt, some honest advice, and I really do, and I am very serious. Like, I will think of you tonight. I'm going to really visualize you and send you healing and forgiveness, because I think that's what you really, with this, when I see this red balloon, like I totally get it. I totally understand. And you're so embarrassed to show your face. So, my friends, I think seems like a bit of a tonight, a nice bit of work tonight. Again, thank you to the cards. Thank you, Oculus Animi, and thank you, Aurea Concilia. Wow. You are my Magnus opus, like my magnum opus, like my grand work. And I think the clarity is amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm so happy for the Jamsters that are here listening. Thank you so much. And for those who watch later, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you enjoyed the session this evening. It was very impromptu. And yes, so let's stay in touch. I'll do another. I need to look at the news and stuff. I need to do another kind, not Nancy Guthrie, but something similar. I want to, try, work these cards to the bone. My friends, I hope you have a wonderful day. It's bedtime here where I am. So have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Many blessings to you all. Okay, I'm sending you when I send Shapey this healing energy and gold, I'm also sending it to the Jam Stars. All right. Stay tuned. I'll be back shortly. Bye.